All right, looks like that is a thumbs up, which means we are good to go. So let's go ahead and count them down to qual session number 3. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Dengler opting for 19 starts.
So off the bat already some strategies being implemented. Let's see if that can save him some time, maybe get him an extra game. Because it's not just get a max out and top out and repeat, there's a lot more complexity that comes from this qual format.
And of course on CT2 we have Zro over there qualing as well. So if you want to see the Phenom and his rolling, because Zro with dash, he does have a max, but Zro also has a 1.7 before 39, by the way.
I remember that PV because it's slightly better than mine. So yeah, gotta watch out for Zro too. Check him out on CT2.
It looks like the start here having a little bit of issues up top for Andy. He's just going to take a few burns. Nothing too serious. Of course, things are really going to get interesting once we hit that level 19, especially that 29, because all the players that we have up here are rollers.
Yes, they have very high skill ceilings in 29. And I can't wait to see it because this format, this qual format, really allows that to shine.
And I also think it's going to be interesting because even Dengler did choose level 19 starts, which means that he might be the first to submit a score out of this round of players because everyone else is doing 18 starts. So he has the opportunity to reach that first threshold first.
Exactly. Could get him one more game, get him in the lead, and maybe it doesn't have to be the highest score. Just getting those games in could be the difference.
But unlike yesterday, the threshold has been increased. So in order to gain points, you need a minimum of 1 million points or a max out. And then after 100,000 points, every increment after that, you will gain an extra point. Of course, our highest score that we've seen today has been a rollover.
And we've seen just, even if you're a few thousand points off, it's going to really impact your qual. So players aren't thinking about the highest score. They're thinking about the next 100K increment and then moving on from there.
There it is. Massive drought developing over here for Dog. 44 pieces and counting. But you really get to see what rolling allows you to do. Oh my gosh, it's still going. 57 pieces before that eyepiece.
But he couldn't use it.
But the well is finally open. But hey, guess what?
Another drought?
Yeah, another drought. Oh my gosh, it's already in the 20s. But he has a much better board.
Can't believe it.
30-piece drought. There it is, 34 pieces finally Tetris for Dog.
That was ridiculous, but Dog handling that so excellently.
I guess he brought some of that Texas weather with him.
Oh, shit. Well, I can't relate. I mean, I'm from the Great White North.
True. Does it, well, would it rain a lot? Because, I mean, droughts doesn't have to be exclusive to, heat. That could just be, you could have, dry cold.
It sure is snowing a lot up there right now.
What's snow?
So something I already noticed here, Dengler having about at least a 20 line advantage. And in games, we know that's not really a good thing, but in this qualifier format, that's giving him almost a lead, right? Ahead in this race to score as many points as possible.
Yeah, and already at 563,000, the transition to level 20 is at 140 lines. So we're running into a small drought, nothing too serious.
Now we know with these level 19 starts, you got to stack higher because the pieces are falling faster, and there's a lot of risk management here. But Dengler crossing the 600,000 threshold. It's not going to reward him this time, but he is on his way to get some points on the board. And up top, Dog, because of the insane drought management that he had to do, he had to be up high for so long. And so actually about 10 lines ahead of the other 2 players who started on 18.
Yeah, and despite that back-to-back drought at a 5:45 nonetheless, so still really good pace. But there it is, a transition for Dog. Dengler at 7:12 currently.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how each of these players tackle level 19 speeds and then kill screen, because that's where really the difference is going to be made. We saw from the first call session, Kirby, with that first game, right? I think it was just over a max out going in, but Jen just went ham on the kill screen and got that rollover, scoring a tremendous amount of points.
Yeah, an 803 going into level 23. This is looking quite good here. Or not going into level 23, kind of late 23.
Yeah, all players transition now. All almost at 700,000, and obviously Dengler with the 19 start. That line advantage is growing.
Yeah, but they're all currently are on level 19 speed, so there isn't going to be any change in that outside of how high players decide to stack, which they're keeping it low and they're keeping it clean. Good burn over there for Dog. Dengler would love to get a T-piece to tuck into there. Couldn't find it, so it's going to slow down slightly, while all our other 3 players are hovering around somewhere 750,000 or more.
Yeah, Dengler having to deal with this long bar dependency in the middle, and look at that, a drought. So, but capitalizes. Dirty Tetris, so close to a max out to getting points on the board.
Getting the first points of this. There it is. There's the max for Dengler. But also, Alex T is closing in on a max 907 at 23.
Already?
If you compare that to where Dengler is in the game, he might be later in the progression. But Alex T, if he's able to get this early max, just means that his pace has just been phenomenal here. Just waiting on that eyepiece. There it is. Tetris and a perfect well transfer. We're looking like a max into 26 at this rate. All right, so there's 29 now for Dengler. There's the 1.1.
There's another point for Dengler right there.
The highest score that we've seen today has been the 1.6. Nice, Dengler getting it over. There's the max for Alex T. Dog 1 Tetris away from the max as well. Running into another drought, something he's quite familiar with this game. And there it is, max for Dog.
Now what's interesting is Andy, 900K at 27. That's good. That's max out pace, but that's actually the worst pace right now out of all these players because they're just so good.
Yeah, and another drought's going to slow him down. There's another Tetris for Alex T. Dengler with the well open, Tetris ready, and finds it. There it is, 1.2 now for Dengler, 1.1 for Dog, and 1.1 for Alex T. Dog, nice, able to find the Tetris, executes the tuck flawlessly. Dengler's going to top out at 1.2. Alex T is only a couple thousand points away from that. Dog passes that 1.2 threshold here at level 30. Alex T with 1 burn to go is going to go into level 29 with a 1.2. And Andy now currently just under a max. Another Tetris for Dog, 1.3. However, Alex T also pushing pace here. There's another Tetris for Alex T. Andy looking for that max. He's almost there, but that left side is looking dangerous and just hangs pieces in the middle. So at 985 is what Andy's going to get in that game.
Oh, close one for Andy. And we see here, Dengler going to secure 4 points, but look at the rest of the players. Alex T, Dog, they're still going.
Still going and going strong as Dog is going to take that triple into the 1.4, going into level 34. Alex T at the 1.33. And his Tetris ready, just waiting on the eyepiece. Finds it. 1 Tetris away now from the 1.4, but hold on. Hangs over there to the left. This could get scary. Alex T was able to find 1 more burn line. Now he's going to have to burn down. Dog with the 1.5, looking to get a 1.6 soon. Tetris ready, clean play. There's a Tetris. Alex T might be a fatal hang of the square over there to the left. He finds a way to burn down.
He's so close to the Oh,
He's trying to find it.
Can he
Gets
get it?
Oh my gosh! Wait, and that's
Oh
going to be
my
it.
God.
Alex T tops out 2,000 points away from the 1.4. But look at Dog, 1.7, and we still have 2 more levels to go before that double kill screen kicks in. There's another Tetris.
man, Alex T's so close, but just could not close it out.
There it is. Tetris for Dog. 2 more is available. There's another one. Wait, we can actually see the 1.9 for the first game of round 3 qualifiers.
He's set up.
He's set up just waiting. He has 3 burn lines to give. There's 1. There's 2.
The drought.
There's 3. Where's the eyepiece though? Can't find it.
No.
1.87 for Dog here in the first game.
He is a former 2-time world champ for a reason here, Sharky. I am so amazed. That was just the first one, and we still have so much time left to go.
And that's considering the amount of droughts that dampened his scoring potential. Because remember, there was the 50-piece drought and then the back-to-back 30-piece drought that happened subsequently. So then it definitely was 1.9 possible. But yeah, that record by Kirby stood exactly 1 game.
1 game.
1 game into session 3.
Yeah, it really commanded his effort for that drought management at the very end. He was waiting for so long, but it's hard when the bar doesn't come.
Yeah, and he knew he had burns in hand. He was like, all right, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. But at a certain point, when you're playing up that high, I mean, there's not much that you can do. And that's going to be a little bit of an early top out for Dengler. And Dengler is going to actually swap to level 18 starts following a early top out on level 19.
So Dog, that first game, getting him 11 points.
11 points is wild. And when you consider how many points our first seed got, Kirby, I believe that says 18.
And that was the whole hour.
So Dog almost brought himself more than halfway to getting first seed in just the first game. That is ridiculous when you put it in that perspective.
And Alex T, as you remember, just a few thousand points shy of, was it the 1.5?
Yeah.
So first game right off the bat, they're going ham.
Now, all players on level 18 starts. Andy's going to be a little bit further progressed than everyone because, you know, he did have that heartbreaking just less than a Tetris off of the max.
Right, that doesn't score him anything, so he's going to play some catch-up here.
.240 here for Dog, 434 for Andy. Andy, 434 at 97 lines, so 600K transition is possible.
Yeah, I wonder if the bounty's still up. I know that was a big factor for my play earlier today. So something you guys might have noticed is Dengler quite has these flashy ways of stacking, and I think all that pace practice is what has helped him train for that. These little adjustments. Why do these players do it, Sharky?
They do it to increase their efficiency, and want to make a small correction. It's 10 points that he got. If he would have got the 1.9, then it would have been 11 points.
Oh,
So,
my mistake. It was so close.
It was
Oh, my
really
goodness.
close, and you know, in my mind, it was there. But hey, we could see the 1.9. I mean, we were less than a Tetris away.
You're right.
But the adjustments are so crucial at the highest level of gameplay because the general fundamentals don't change. And once you get to a certain level, you're just able to stack according to those fundamentals and, you know, have good defaults. But it's those small adjustments that can increase your efficiency by 1 line or so, just like what Dengler did right there down at the bottom. It might increase your efficiency by a line or two, which doesn't sound like much at first, but that really adds up. And especially when we do have a line cap, all those lines that you save from doing those adjustments are more opportunities to score.
Yeah, we can only imagine if Dog had 1 more line to work with, how the outcome could have changed.
But speaking about things to work with, Andy right now already into level 19 speeds here with a 676 going into level 20. And the kryptonite of Mr. Genesis. But not really too much that can be found here. Is going to have to take a few burns. And that's the thing also with this qual format is as opposed to, number maxes where if you don't have good pace going into whatever threshold you're looking for, and you're going to, try and reset it, every game is valuable. Because you never know, especially with these players and their ability to play 29, a game might go into 19 with 400,000 and then leave 29 with a 900,000, and then all of a sudden they get a 1.5.
Right. You can't just call it out too early. And Andy here, I know he really wants to make an impact with this game, trying to catch up to the rest of the players and get something on the board.
Yeah. And of course, do be sure to check out CT2 for some action. I think you can see it on our screen here, but if you look at the current leaderboard, Zro has some points on the board.
Right, Zro, the up-and-coming rising prodigy.
So definitely pull up CT2 if you want to see Zro play. But 882 now for Andy here at level 25. So we're looking on track for I want to say a mid 1.1, potentially leaving 29.
Yeah, Alex at 777 here. Dog at 704.
Ooh, Dengler potentially can get a 600K transition. Needs good pieces, though. Oh, he's not getting it. So a 582 transition for Dengler.
Yeah, I respect that. Just having that clean board ready, because you can just score the Tetris a bit later, and it'll be worth more points.
Exactly, 1,200 more points. Andy, one Tetris away from reaching that max threshold. It's kind of trying to bring this board back into a comfortable state, since now that points past max out are relevant, you're not going to just sell out your board on 28 in order to get the max. You want to prep for that 29 play.
And we can see Andy doing that 2 lines away. There we go, max out for Andy. But it's not over. Let's see what he can do.
Is Tetris ready? And that is a $10 contribution from Cody.
Wow, Alex just going to get that over for another max out on 27. And Dog's not too far behind.
Yeah. So the $10 was for Andy and Dog getting the 600K transition. So it does appear that that bounty is still
max
active.
Out for Dog.
And we missed a $5 contribution with Alex's 600K as well. So once again, thank you, Cody. Dengler, 749,000 top out. But there's the 1.2 for Andy, though.
That's still going to put four points on the board. And I'm glad he got through that threshold, not a high 1.2 top out, right? Because if you're so close to that next one, it could affect how you play.
Indeed. So yeah, the bounty is still in effect, at least during quals. 600K transition is $5. I believe a 650 is 10, and a 700,000 is 20, if I'm not mistaken.
700K is 20, yes.
Which it is possible for us to see that, but a 1.16 here for Dog. One off a 1.3 currently for Alex T in level 33. Dog running into a drought, survives the 30-piece drought, and goes with the 1.2.
Another point added for Dog. Alex T 1.3, 2 Tetrises away from the next barrier.
And can get that eyepiece over. And there is going to be a 1.3 top out for Alex T.
Some unexpected hangs there for Alex, but let's shift our focus up to Dog.
So let's believe that's going to be 5 points added. And that's a fun fact. So we did do this format before at Space City, and in that format, Dog was the #1 seed, where we did 90 minutes as opposed to an hour, but he ended up getting more points than everyone else with time left, and he just stopped playing. So Dog has done this format before and has excelled. And real quick, want to huge shout out to K9 watching Tetris with the $222 contribution saying, "Go Dog and Andy, go."
Thank you so much, K9 watching Tetris. I think Dog is feeling the power just given from that 1.5, just one away from the 1.6, the rollover on 35, Sharky.
We can definitely see a 1.7 here. Maybe even another 1.8 should the pieces allow for it. However, he is stacking up high, going to take some burns. And wow, 8 burns were forced right there, but there's the 1.6. And this is directly after that 1.8 game. There's another Tetris. One more, and we'll have the 1.7 set up again. Waiting on the eyepiece. And there it is, 1.7 for Dog. But now, how is he going to resolve this?
Yeah, these overhangs.
Okay, that's it. He has no more burn lines. We could see another 1.8. There it is, Tetris for Dog. One more, and we'll get a back-to-back 1.8. All right, he's Tetris ready. Don't tell me we're going to see another drought.
Come on, game.
Don't tell me we're going to see another one.
Come on, game.
He finally gets on the last bar. Another 1.8 for Dog.
And that was a close one, too. We weren't sure if he was going to get that, but this time the game.
It was almost deja vu.
And just like that, 2 games in, Dog
has taken first seed.
First seed. So well played there. I was not sure how he would handle all those, the jaggedness on 27, but Dog, very creative at stacking, has dealt with a lot during the rebirth grind. He's probably had to deal with a lot of formations, so great job there.
That was just phenomenal. And really, I love the way that he played 28. He tried to, he burned down the jaggedness, like you said, going on 27, and brought it to a board to where he can play perfect if needed. And it became necessary, held out just long enough. And wow, look, already starting off with a drought on Dogs, and this dude cannot catch a break, but the droughts don't stop him.
You can't spell drought without Dog.
Wow, 2 games in and just already taken first seed like that.
Oh, Andy here. Got the Buko spin.
Such a rare sight to see the Buko spin done in today's modern era of classic Tetris, because majority of the time you won't see that formation.
But in these situations, we were lucky here to witness that, and Andy feels pretty good about nailing that here.
It's funny because last year, whenever I did my qual, I hit my first Buko spin ever. Like, I think I threw my back-to-back chain because I was so excited. It was like, oh, I hit a Buko spin, because it was just so random. I'm like, let me just try, and ended up hitting one.
And then we don't talk about what happened next.
No, last year, that was good. I got 5 maxes in my open qual last year. So yeah, no, it was good. But that's last year.
Last year.
We don't talk about yesterday. Yesterday never happened. That wasn't Sharky. That was the minnow that played.
Oh, I see. So with this bounty, right, that we have for the 600K and plus transition, honestly, I don't think any of these players have to stack differently. It's just something they get so often.
And it's crazy that you bring that up, because Andy is on track for that 650. So is Dengler. Well, maybe a couple of burns were kind of forced on Andy's part, so maybe not the 650, but the 600 is definitely a strong possibility.
And Dengler just one away and has a lot of room to work with.
Andy, one Tetris and change away. As long as he gets the Tetris and makes it to transition, we'll see a 600K from Andy as well. And there it is, a 641 from Dengler.
Andy's actually pushing down also.
And there it is, a 623 from Andy.
So Dengler, the person I expect to see the most high-paced games from, and started off strong with the 4 points, but wants to continue that momentum. So excited to see what he does here.
100%. Right now, 676 for Andy. Dengler running into a drought. Also, good timing because he was able to use those pieces to open up the well. There it is, Tetris. Meanwhile, Dog 406 at 83. Alex T can also have almost a near 400,000 at 80 lines. We might get where all 4 players on their current game were able to transition with 600K or higher.
That would be amazing. Alex actually just did a vids just to save that one line. I think he's really giving it his all.
Yeah, look at that Tetris streak from there. Cody with another $10 contribution for the Andy and Dengler 600K transition. Said, ouch, my wallet with this bracket.
Thank you so much, Cody, for your support and yeah, making this a fun qualifier.
Yeah, something that's not as fun, though, is Andy having to deal with kind of these complications that slowed him down drastically. Because remember, the transition scores between Andy and Dengler were similar, but Dengler's sitting at 920 at level 24.
And still going with the single well option, 950. This could be a very early max up for Dengler.
Dengler with a little bit of a misdrop, able to open up the well and stay alive and hit that million-point threshold.
Ooh, sigh of relief there just to get some points on the board, and now he can bring it down, reset, and just start stacking up.
Yeah, that was definitely scary because that would have been painful to have, have this pace, the potential to max in level 25, and then for it to end from just a couple of misdrops. But look at, whoa, hold on. We might be in 650K territory for Alex T.
Almost a 90% Tetris rate. Just able to be so efficient here.
That Spire and the drought. Okay, finds it, so there's the 600K. And he actually has a lot of leeway for the 650.
Does he still have 2 burns, right?
Yeah, 2 burns.
Okay, Dengler 1.1, about to reach the kill screen. Andy, just a couple thousand points away from the max out.
And we do have the 650 from Alex T. All right, so the Dengler goes into 29. 1 Tetris more, and we'll see the 1.2. And yeah, there it is, 1.2 for Dengler. Andy will have the max following that single.
Wow, 676 transition for Alex T.
So close to the 700.
I believe that's the highest transition we've seen, at least for this qual session.
I believe so as well. Dengler's still trying to find ways to burn out of this, trying to maybe open up the well. Oh, can't quite get it over. And yeah, it's just going to top it at 1.2. Andy, already past that 1 million point threshold, is now looking to try and get the board cleaned up and head towards that 1.1.
Yeah, that 1.2 is going to erase his high score just slightly, but another 4 points for Dengler.
And he's still fighting for his life here. Thank you, Cody, for the 650,000, or not 650,000. Whoa! Thank you for the 10 points for the Alex T 650,000.
Yo,
that would have been insane.
Which currency are you thinking about?
True. I was just doing currency conversions.
Oh, Andy here, just short of the 1.1. But something we learned is it's about just consistent good games. It's not just the one high score and it's done. You gotta be just scoring, and that consistency, it can be what's worth more.
Speaking of consistency, 971 for Dog at the tail end of level 25. We're gonna have a 26 max, whether it's a max into or a max in 26.
And Alex T, an even earlier max out possible.
Yeah, just waiting on the IP. Small misdrop. Can still get the 25 max. And there it is, 25 max for Alex T. So once again, our 2 world champions, Dog being the former, Alex T being the current, just throwing down the pace games. There's the 1.1 for both Alex T and Dog.
And we just heard the 30-minute warning halfway through our qual slot, and it's been such a show so far.
And oh, misdrop for Alex T.
It seems like something Alex T will get out of, but just a bit of annoyance there, right? The head shakes. Just wants to be ready for 29. But look up top, Dog stacking perfectly.
Now running into a drought. Ooh, such an amazing flat burn. I didn't even see that as a possibility there for a second. Keeps the well open. And there it is, Tetris for Dog. Set up and already about to get the 1.3. There's the 1.3.
The burns and then the placements after it, just amazing here.
Oh, that was so good. Like if the commentator cams were visible, like me and Wallband visibly recoiled because we're like, whoa.
Truly blessed to see all this gameplay. A stacking masterclass, you could say.
Yeah, Tetris masterclass as well. Dog now with the 1.4 following that Tetris. Alex T still surviving for a bit, but gonna get a 1.2. So now our attention focuses back on Dog with the 1.4, level 34. Oh, I like the delay burn that he set up there. Such a good investment on that. And is Tetris ready? And there it is, Tetris for Dog. Looking at a 1.5 right now. Looks like the 1.7 is in the cards. I'm not sure about another 1.8, considering how many droughts we've seen him experience.
Dog just seems totally in control here. One away from a rollover.
And there it is, the 1.6, the rollover. Wait. Good delay burn. Nice mechanics so far, but there it is. There's the drought. There's the Tetris. If he could find one more, can't get the 1.7, but I don't know how you find a Tetris with a board like this. It's not going to be possible. 1.6, though, for Dog.
I believe that's 3 rollovers, plus rollover scores in a row.
He's only played 3 games this quad, and every time it's been 1.8, 1.8, and 1.6.
So another 8 points there added to Dog's point score. Cementing the lead right now, and just under halfway to go.
Oh, he's playing on the station that I was playing on, and I was not having a fun time with some of my RNG. I remember I was close to a 600K transition, and I ended up topping out at level 23 with 85 squares.
Well, maybe not the lucky call station for you here. The Dog's just
built different. And Dengler trying to survive. The thing is, even though he might be able to get 600K before, oh my gosh, gets that piece all the way over to the left. No way, look at the down stacking over here from Dengler. There's another double. Wait, the well actually gets open. He can still clutch out the 600K transition, and he does.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, what a down stack from Dengler there.
Some of those moves are so technically difficult, and honestly, I had some doubt. But Dengler, amazing job getting that 600K, and now he saved this opportunity. This can be a big run here.
Absolutely ridiculous. And you can see, like, after that, he had like the biggest smile on his face. He's like, yeah, I'm that guy. Wow.
So don't count Dengler out. He's on a win streak right now, right? Live events. So sometimes the numbers lie when we're talking about Premier Pool or rankings or anything like that. This guy just pops off in person.
Yeah, well, pop off is definitely what he's looking for now. Thank you for the $5 contribution from Cody. Dengler 600K and Crazy Survival. That's the cool thing I like about this qual format, is because now instead of just going for maxes and just having those saves. And of course, Cody also adding the extra incentive. You get like these really cool moments. I mean, yesterday we saw the kill screen Tetrises to secure the 1.2 and 1.1 per Dog and Andy respectively. And then this one, you see Dengler pulling off insane survival that is, mechanically difficult and still clutches out that 600K transition.
That's why this call format has just been so entertaining this whole time. It's different than the traditional way, but just such a blast right now.
Andy right now 744, level 22, so we are on track for that kind of max into 29 territory. Dengler now 1 off. And there it is. There's the max for Dengler. And Dengler's just being able to score consistent Tetrises.
And up top, Andy approaching the 900K barrier. Great pace too. You can see on the leaderboard right now, Dog solidly in first, Alex T currently 4th, Dengler 6th, and Andy 8th. But that's soon about to change as Dengler, that Tetris, getting him to kill screen.
Dengler with the 1.1. So there's a lot of points that can be scored here in the post 29. Andy 1 Tetris off of the max threshold as well. And on level 26, so we're seeing a couple of early maxes here. And there it is. There's going to be the max for Andy. And Alex T with a 607 looking like another 650K transition. Wow, look at how high and aggressive those tucks were. You can tell like he's going for it.
He's going for it.
He does have some leeway. Oh, not. Whoa, these adjustments from Alex T.
World class.
No more burns left to give. He wants this eyepiece.
Come on, where's the bar?
Where is it? And not able to get it, but he takes the burn. But the drought continues to grow. We're at 34 pieces, and there it is. Finally, Tetris for Alex T. But down at the bottom, 1.3 for Dengler. But the board has gotten some complications.
Yeah, Andy and Dengler both burning here. Oh, that double flip. Gonna get Dengler. Still rewarding him 5 points.
Yeah, 1.3. But now Andy's turn to play some 29. And it's set up for the column 5 Tetris over there for Andy. And he's going to go for a column 6. I guess we're playing Tetris bingo. Next, you're going to tell me he's going to go for a column 2. Wait, I was kind of joking about that. Column 2 Tetris over there for Andy.
Does that count as real-time advice, Sharky?
No, it does not count as real-time advice. Okay, which column is he going for? No, but that does mean he passes that 1.3 threshold. And now it looks like Andy's having trouble getting back into that scoring position. Andy's still trying to find some kind of burn lines, but he was able to clutch out the 1.3 earlier and gave us a little bit of Tetris bingo.
Yeah, that is quite important to cross that threshold.
And now, speaking of approaching that threshold, we got Alex T with the 863 going into 25, and Dog now at the 767, so we might be awarding some more points soon.
Something I noticed, Alex T being the pace monster of this call format, but Dog just unstoppable when approaching kill screen.
Yeah, I believe the highest score outside of Dog is a 1.4 from Alex T. Whereas Dog has gotten the 1.6, the 1.8, and the 1.8. He's only played 3 games, and he's on his 4th game right now.
So Alex T, a Tetris away, but has that hole to deal with. Just trying to get this max out.
And friendly reminder, there is still action going on CT2, where you can see Zrobot play the prodigy. And have another early top out from Dengler. But we do have the max for Alex T.
And shortly soon from Dog.
How soon? There's the max from Dog. See, RNG decided to be funny. The timing was there. If RNG was comedic, you would have applied now, and then eyepiece would have came.
But just not this time.
Not this time. But I will tell you, Miss T-spin over there for Alex T, but great recovery. Incredibly swift. Tetris ready. And the burns are actually for the 1.2. And Dog looking at a 1.2 going into 29.
Yeah, Alex T's decision making, some of the strongest we've seen in this community. Because those T-spins, they're one frame, and if you miss them, you can get caught off guard, but Alex T, it doesn't affect him.
And Dog goes in with the 1.2, and it's going to knock down a Tetris immediately. Alex T has now crossed that 1.3 threshold. And so is Dog on level 30. But misses the spin. So is now going to have to try and burn out. So this is going to be a tough one. Hits the T-spin up this high. Able to hit the double flip on the T as well. Can he survive this though? Good flat burn. Needs an L. Whoa, what? I can't believe he got that over to the left. Can he do it again though? Yes, he can. Dog with this phenomenal survival, keeping streak of another potential rollover alive here. And a dirty Tetris for Dog. You survive all that, and then you finish it off with a dirty Tetris. Dog is insane. And there it is, another Tetris. 1.4 now for Dog. Alex T with the 1.4 as well. Looking for that IPs now, the 1.5 for Alex T. Officially his highest score run so far in this qualifying format. Dog also in a little bit more trouble. And, oh, that left side. I don't even think he can find anything out of that. Yeah, that's going to be the 1.4 for Dog, but Alex T, is he going to try and set up for 2? All right, there's the double kill screen. Holding up for the eyepiece. Can't find it. There's the rollover, though. 1.6 for Alex T.
And 1.4 for Dog. Those moves, he was really clip farming there. That is just...
Oh, yeah.
We didn't see that long bar to the left as an option. It's so hard. I think maybe the smallest margin for error. Just nailed it with that confidence.
Speaking about confidence, I'm pretty confident about the potential transition from Andy right here. We're at 457 currently and make that 480 following a Tetris. So that is 600K territory. And that game was Dog's lowest game out of the 4 that he's played.
It's so hard to believe. Some players would just love to have a score like that. And Dog... He's just sad he couldn't continue the rollover streak.
Couldn't continue the streak of 1.6s or 1.6 million plus scores specifically. And ooh, Andy is going to be a little bit tricky here. You can see like he was in his mind. He's like, all right, how can I potentially cook here? Might have left the oven on too long though.
The gears are turning. And I think he's as efficient, but...
He's going to try and go for the 600K transition. Oh. Wow, we got a... What was that? The Andy Z now? We have the Dog Eye from yesterday, and now we got the Andy Z dead drop.
The PixelAndy Z, as you can also call it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're Canadian. Hold on. If he gets the eyepiece, we'll get that 600K transition. There it is.
Let's
Clutches
go.
it out. So we do have a couple of resets over here from Alex T and Dog.
With 15 minutes remaining, these players have to think about how they're going to utilize this limited time. We saw some 19 starts from some players earlier. And because it's not just one game, you might have to think about, oh, do I maybe give up on my current game for the potential to score more on this final game, or do I just play it out because it's guaranteed to score? So that strategy that comes with this qual format, Sharky, It's one of the reasons it's so entertaining because there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, speaking about a lot more going on, Dengler with a 580 here, so already one Tetris away from that 600K threshold. We could see a 650. Oh, and yeah, you can see that grimace. He knows he wanted something more. But, well, he can find it. The 650. It's just he has to find a way to get set up for the Tetris with only 3 burns to give. That's 2 of them. And that's his final. And, yeah, now the 650 is not possible. Still gets the 600.
While the bounty is cool, Dengler, knowing that the potential here is more important.
Yeah, thank you, Cody, for another $5 contribution for Andy's 600K. Man, I keep messing up on that.
What currency exchange do you keep doing, Sharky?
A currency that is hyperinflated. Yep.
Maybe like Hong Kong dollars or...
Yeah. Or the Japanese yen. Oh, wait, that could actually work. Yeah. I know ball.
You know ball.
But right now it's important for these players to know blocks because 850 for Andy. Oh, Andy did not like that. He's like, bro, Sharky, why you say that, dude? But Andy on track for that max going into 29 at the bare minimum.
What's interesting is we've seen so many incredible pace games lately that this game from Andy, I'm not even it's almost like inflation that.
Yeah, you become desensitized to it when you consider what this particular field at least has been able to put up. I mean, we've seen the 1.6, 1.4 from Alex T. We've seen 2 1.8s, a 1.6, and a 1.4 from Dog. And so, like, by no means is this a bad game from Andy, but it's just when you compare it to the rest of the field, you get desensitized to this kind of caliber of game here in the qualifiers at least. But Andy does go into level 29 with past the max out, so he does have that 1 point that is generated from that. And now on level 30, looking to try and get that 2nd point, Dengler 962. A Tetris and change away from that max out. And small misdrop.
Yeah, Andy continuing to just line out right now. Bring this down. Cross the 1.1 barrier.
Ooh, this is a little bit tricky for Dengler. Wait, he only needs a couple more lines. And there it is. Crosses that 1 million point threshold. It's kind of a little bit of hold your breath moment right there. But we do have the 1.1 for Andy.
Now Andy being the lowest score of the 4 here. This game is quite important.
Yeah, and it's crazy, you know, we're talking about the caliber of players, but it's like, if you really think about it, all 4 of these players have been, at bare minimum, semi-finalists in the World Championships one year or another. Andy, of course, has been a finalist. Dog is a 2-time World Champion, also a finalist. Alex T, 2-time World Champ. Andy with missing the hangs, or not the hangs, missing the eyepiece in that column 8 twice. And that was what he needed for the 1.2 as well.
Right, that point, just missed out on it. Not once, but twice, and just... But like you said, world-class caliber, either world champs, finalists, or top 4, or even world record holders, all competing here.
And Dog, once again, running into a drought, and oh, that skim took him out of potential for a 600K transition. Dengler with the 1.1, though.
And what is Alex T doing here? I think Alex
might be
really
sleeping at the wheel.
Just doing the most effort to... And he can get it.
Yeah, he can get it. But
at what cost?
All right, 595. Should still be able to survive this, too.
Right.
Knowing that he's survived equally at level 29 before. Yeah, and there's we have Mari in the chat with actually a pretty cool fun fact. Dog needs at least 2 1.7s to beat his Space City qual. But the thing about the Space City qual was that was in 90 minutes. This is in 60 minutes. So it's a full 30 minutes less, which in the case of, that's 3 additional games. That really puts into perspective how insane his play has been in this qualifier.
Right, just this drought. Okay, he's managing it well. Yeah, he's been playing excellent today, Sharky.
But 779 for Dog, Alex T at 742, Dengler and Andy still on level 18, starting to build up those early games.
So with 9 minutes remaining, what are some of the strategies that you've seen so far, Sharky, about the qualifiers and what these players have to think about as they approach this time limit?
Well, when you consider that generally a game, if you're taking it all the way to 39, can last up to 12 minutes. Fortunately, these players are all mid-game, so Dog and Alex T will be able to get in one more game. But in the case of Dengler and Andy, depending on how long they're playing in 29, maybe it's like once they get to a certain point, it's like, all right, I'll just top out so I can guarantee at least one more game. And who knows, that game could be the banger game that you need in order to change your seeding drastically.
Well put. Just having that one more opportunity can be the difference maker.
$931 here for Alex T, $917 for Dog. So we're looking at a couple of pair of maxes here.
Alex T 1 away. Dog just 2.
And there's the max for Alex T.
And Dog maybe getting more droughts than anyone else, or just being, it's the spotlight effect, but there we go, max out into 29.
No, it's that CRT. And whoa, another donation from K9 with $83.76 saying W qual format. So this qual format is officially K9 approved.
W qual format, WK9, thank you so much, bringing our prize pool up to $1,321.
Right now, 1.1 million over here from Dog. And we've seen some crazy survival here on the post 29. Alex T also with the 1.1. Make that 1.2.
Now, I know these players, Alex and Dog, are going ham, but look at Dengler right now. The score and the lines, 98%.
This is ridiculous. This could be it. We have to see. We have to see. I mean, hopefully his stacking and RNG are able to work in tandem to make that happen. Oh, what an adjustment. That's what Dengler was known for, those creative adjustments.
And Andy also in a great pace, but they got some time. Let's shift their focus back to Dog, Alex T. Alex T, I think, was trying to do a center well, but bring it back down.
Well, maybe not. Oh, yeah, he's just burning. He's thinking about setting it up, but then when he gets a certain sequence of pieces, he's like, no, I'm going to burn out. Dog has just crossed that 1.3 million threshold, and Dengler with the misdrop. How disappointing. Anyways, up top, 1.3 million for Dog and a 1.4 for Alex T.
Man.
That's going to be a 1.3 million. Some more points added. And he has a healthy lead. Unless Alex T can make some magic happen over this next couple 3 levels and the last game.
A frame perfect spin there from Alex. $1.5.
Still going on. It has about 4 Tetrises to go. Make that 3. So we can see another 1.6 from Alex T. He's already gotten 1. And of course, Alex T is your 2-time Genesis Open finalist. And needs this eyepiece. There it is, though. 1.6.
And can he do anything more here? No.
All right, he's going to try and, yeah, just going to top out here. But a 1.6 over there for Alex T. Dengler with a 693 transition.
Another 8 points for Alex T. And just slightly beating his kicker score, I believe, because it was 1.63.
Andy, though, not going to be able to survive this. But fortunately, the top out happened when it did, because now he still has one more game.
Still one more game here. And I didn't end up seeing what Dengler got.
It was a 690, so our highest transition of the day, but not the 700, and it was all because of that one miss drop.
Oh, Dengler. But here, 770, still a 90% Tetris rate, about that.
But now that you also bring that to attention, there's 4 minutes left. So now the question is, how many points can he rack up and still have enough time to get in another game?
Right, this is a hard decision for Dengler, and you can see he's really just trying to maximize the stacking here, the pace.
Magical drop free. If you sign up for the bracket, we'll be beginning over at the arcade.
Well, Dengler looking for, finally finds it. There's the eyepiece, knocks the Tetris, a good split double.
Melee Smash Sisters is starting
And a $15 contribution from Cody for the Andy 600K and the Dengler 650K. See, I got it right that time.
There we go.
Third time's a charm.
Thank you so much, Cody, for your support.
919 for Dengler, and this, you know, he was known for pacing and doing that in this, because now it is a time crunch. So it is important. He's going for the delayed bits. He is going aggressive, but does he get punished? No, he does not. Bits filled, Tetris scored.
On that CRT? No way.
Oh yeah, if he was on dog CRT, he was not getting that. Dengler now one Tetris away from hitting that million-point threshold, a.k.a. the max out.
Less than 3 minutes left.
And there it is. Million-point threshold hit for Dengler. He still has time to probably add another 100,000 to 200,000, but now has to do all these weird tucks to try and get back into a scoring position. Or, no, that's going to work out.
This is really going to be a close one, because he'll be entering 29 with just a minute to work with. I can't even tell, but this is one of those decisions, Sharky. The strategies.
The strategy, and he's running out of time to make it. All right, he has the 1.1. Reasonably, he can get a 1.2 and still have some time to reset, or not reset, but to top out and to submit the score and start one more game.
Oh, that's right. There's qual mode on. It's not just an auto reset. That has to be factored in too. Those precious
about like
seconds.
10 seconds that you have to wait. All right, there's the 1.2. There's 2 minutes left. Maybe Dengler's trying to go for the 1.3.
Already with 4 points, potentially 5 into.
And then with that 5 points, maybe that's when you call it and try and go for more for another game. But it's all up to Dengler. He has just under a minute to make that choice. All right, there it is. There's the 1.2. There's the 1.3. A minute and 30 to go. Dengler's going to go for the 1.4. It is a time crunch. One more Tetris and he'll have the 1.4. A minute and a half to go. Dengler set up for the Tetris. Holding out. Needs pieces to open up that well. Well's not going to be open. And now time is going to be spent burning. Just a minute and 15 to go. But, okay, good. Good timing for it. That's a top out from Dengler. 1.38. He can get one more game.
It was unfortunate he couldn't cross the 1.4 barrier, but he has another game.
He has another game.
So despite the 1 point potential that he didn't get, this next game could be his best game yet.
Now, for Andy, 384 at 18 lines. Alex T, 341 at 76. Dog, a 550 going into 109 lines. So we have 650K transition potential.
And for the last game, right, that's what you'd love to see, just having such a pace potential to work with.
All right, we are now at that 20-second mark. 15 seconds is at the latest that you should be able to top out and then have safe enough time to restart. And Dog is looking a little bit sketchy. 10 seconds to go and is able to clutch out the 650.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tetris for Dog into transition.
That was such good timing.
That was actually amazing.
I was just hoping, like, okay, please, the bar, right, as we're counting down. Man.
But this is it, the final game for everyone. Dog is already on a level 20 now with the 700,000. Andy, Alex T, and Dengler are all at level 18. Dengler, of course, just finished his game recently, as Andy and Alex T are going to be heading into that level 19 shortly.
So I wonder what Dog's strategy here is. Is it to set a record that is just untouchable? Is he going for that, beating the Space City qualifier?
Well, I think because of how it was in the previous game, he needed 2 1.7s in order to get that, and I think he topped out with a 1.3. So unless he decides to pull out a 2 million or a 2.1, I think maybe that's enough points to potentially tie it. Which, I mean, I'm all for seeing that.
Oh, same here, same here.
It would definitely be the highest score that we've seen here at Genesis, which was set by Meme last year, I believe, with a 1.7 or 1.8, one of the two. But Dog, 954 at the start of level 24. Oh, beautiful delay burn.
These moves from Dog are just so amazing to see. It's just efficient, simple, and it seems like his stack's always under control, no matter what pieces he's dealt with.
Oh yeah, because he's been dealing with some pieces for sure. There's the max for Dog, though, into level 25. Dengler with a little bit of a tricky board here. And remember, this is the final game. You can see a small grimace. He's like, this is a little bit uncomfortable. Does get an eyepiece. It's not a Tetris, but it brings the board down by 3 lines, which just gives him a little bit more breathing room. And he goes for the dirty Tetris and knocks it down. Dog, though, with the 1.1. Alex T and Andy both with 770s.
Yeah, that bar from Dengler, it just barely skimmed over. But he's alive and gonna get another column 8.
Dog now on track for a 1.2.
I don't think Dog has really had any suffer moments here. If we can even call the 1.3 that.
He did have, a couple of games where he did soft reset early on, but we can, while we focus on Dog going into 29, we can also look at Andy and Alex T. Andy with 940 on 26. Alex T has the potential to kind of be in that same ballpark.
1.3 for Dog.
All right, 1.3. There is another Tetris for Dog, and not able to get that eyepiece over, so he's just going to reset. Rebuild that confidence, get the piece over. Tetris is set up, Tetris is scored.
Well done. And max outs for both Andy and Alex T. It's almost like a match between the two.
Yeah, it'd be an incredibly close match. Look at that. They would be separated by 3,000 points if it were a match, and who knows, it could be a precursor to what we see later today.
It could be.
Dog with the 1.4, though, on level 32, make that almost a 1.5 in the level 23. There it is, 1.5. Dog having to take some burns. Andy with the 1.1 finds another Tetris. Going to have to do some burning, though, if he wants a 1.2. Alex T is set up for the Tetris for the 1.2. Dog now cleans all the way up, so he's primed for the 1.6. That means the 1.8 is on the table. Another one. That could be a third one of the call session. This is the final game. Players are leaving it all here on the board. There's a 1.2 for Alex T. There's the 1.6 for Dog. Andy's still trying to survive, and Dengler is on level 19.
These players, last game, they know it. They know what they have to do, and just showing their full strength here. And Dog, oh my goodness, just 1.7 already.
Wait, hold on. We might be cooking something up here if Dog is able to continue this Tetris rate. Hold on, there's another Tetris, 1.8. The 1.9 is possible. The 1.9 is possible. He has the burns. He has the board. He needs the eyepiece. There's the double. No more burns left. If he wants to get 3 Tetrises. And covers up the well. Dog's tops out at 1.8, but we still have 3 players active. Andy with the 1.2 with a clean board. Alex T with the 1.4 just reopened up the well, and now he's trying to survive. Good flat burn, and overthrows the eyepiece, and so now Alex T is done. Now it's just Andy and Dengler. Dengler's working his way on the post transition. Andy is the last one left on 29 speed currently.
Andy having to deal with this board, not clean yet, but man, Dog, knowing that the 1.9 potential was there, and you could see just how aggressive he went, and didn't work out, but I commend the effort.
Yeah, and definitely some efforts are going to be committed. Oh, misdrops for Andy. I swear, that's happened to Alex T as well. Well, for Alex T, it was just he rolled a little bit too far. But those hangs, but a 1.3, 1.4, 1.8, and now it's up to Dengler to put up a score here. The final game here on CT1.
All eyes on Dengler. Yeah, the overshifts, the undershifts, and we know from that it can get to your timing, so I can't really fault these players. Yeah, Dengler here. I'm not sure if the current score from Andy helps him overtake Dengler, but this is going to be important for him anyways.
Yeah, but Dog with a... Dog, 1.8s, dude. That's 3 1.8s that we've seen in these 60 minutes. All right, though. Dengler, 948. Last player we have here on our screen. And there's the max go and 26. 2 quick back-to-back Tetrises.
This is a good start for Dengler. And don't forget, there's more action on CT2. If you haven't seen it already, there's players just crushing it. But yeah, Dengler.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in the air, and we're about to get some excitement now because we're closing in on level 29. Dengler with the 1.1 has 2 Tetrises available, but guess what? That red drought counter is ticking, and it's ticking higher and higher. A double is burned into a Tetris. There's a mid 1.1 for Dengler. It's going to take the triple. And, what? And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it for Dengler. Only 3 points. Just some complications.
A little anticlimactic, but still amazing qual from our top 4. Everyone, give them a round of applause. But yeah, soon we will have our bracket finalized once we have all our scores done and everyone around is done. But for us, it is kind of interesting because we actually face each other in round 1.
Oh, we do.
And remember when we were warming up, or we were doing some practice on setup on Thursday, we split sets 1-1, and both of them went to a decider.
That's
so
true.
we said that we had to finish it off.
And we can do it right here on the big stage.
But yeah, what a phenomenal qualifier that was.
Yeah, what really impressed me was Dog just putting up that 1.8 first game, and he didn't falter off, just banger after banger, and finishing out with almost the highest potential. That was amazing.
It took him 2 games to steal first seed away from the person that was leading the pack. 2 games. And then he maintained it all the way through.
Right, so Dog, just so, oh man, you don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah. But since those 4 players that were on stage, they're all, they were the top 4 seeds. And Dog, I believe Andy, that means Dog and Andy could have a rematch in the semis if they go through that bracket, because I believe Dog seed 1, Andy was seed 4, Alex T was seed 2, and Dengler was seed 3, if I'm not mistaken.
But just how they were seeded, they could be seated like that in the bracket.
Exactly. So we have a lot of interesting prospects. We're going to take a lunch break here. What time is it? It is 2:39, so we'll be back in like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, and then my final comments is that I think Dog had the most high mechanical skill showcased, but Alex T just always having the best reaction time, that instinct, and just pleasure seeing just both of them play and at this high level. Truly, truly so entertaining.
I have a feeling that players are going to try to avoid that CRT. The amount, like, obviously, you know, spotlight bias, but it just feels like every time Dog needed, the amount of droughts that he had to endure was ridiculous. But just look at that scoreboard. 1.8, 1.8, 1.8 with lines to go.
Look at the line count
at the
on
bottom
the last one. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed that qualifier session. We're going to have a short break, and the brackets will be finalized, and we'll be starting our matches shortly.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.